Alright guys, welcome back to the Cherish Ball League. This is week 4 and Conquer is taking on the Boppo, coach of Reggie and the Jets. Of course you can see his team there. Uh, uh yeah, and so let's be able to handle it. So starting off we have our Acheron, our Mega Absol, with the Absolite, of course, with Justified as the ability. I'm never going to not run Justified. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Rocking Sucker Punch, Play Rough, Knockoff, and Close Combat. Absol is more or less able to hit every single Pokemon on his team for at least neutral damage. Clefable we can't really touch, but if I'm forced to fight Clefable as Absol, I've already screwed up several places. Outside of Clefable, nothing really wants to come in on a knockoff. Hitmonlee can come in, potentially, if it's a Unburdened set, but then it doesn't get to use the item that it just lost. And maybe, then I just get to switch into something else. But, Sucker Punch is there because he has a lot of threats that could get speedy boosts. Like, he has two Shell Smash, of course, two Shell Smash Pokemon. Hitmonlee and the Unburden boost. So Sucker Punch priority in general is just a really nice thing to have going into this game. So we're going to go with Sucker Punch. We are speed creeping. Oh, what are we speed creeping? Looking at his team again, I am pretty sure I am speed creeping Latias. Potentially, that would be the most likely one. And that's, yeah, sure. Next, we have Jormungandr, our Steelix, rocking an Assault Vest this week with Sheer Force with Body Press, Heavy Slam, Rock Slide, and Dragon Tail. Steelix also able to hit most of his team, super effective. Detail is good for, again, his two Shell Smash Sweepers. Torterra cannot kill us, even after a Shell Smash boost, I believe. And Blastoise is also going to struggle because of our Assault Vest. This also lets us deal with Latias if it tries to do a Calm Mind Sweep. Heavy Slam hits a good amount of his Pokemon. After Terra Steel, I do believe we one-shot or two-shot either Clefable or Latias. I think both, actually. We don't really need any other Terras this week. Rock Slide allows us to beat Charizard in a one-on-one. And I mean, that's... yeah, so this attack EVs is to guarantee two-shot Clefable. Fizzbulk Clefable. With Terra Steel Heavy Slam. We're not rocking Kilowattrel this week, so we don't need to worry about any other, like, needing to Terra that, so we can just be Terra Steel. And then we have Ethel, our Ceruledge, rocking a Colbur Berry this week with Weak Armor, with Shadow Sneak, Bitter Blade, Swords Dance, and Substitute. This Pokemon hard walls 90% of Clefable sets, as well as Hitmonlee. So if he does get the Unburden boost with Hitmonlee, we can just send in our Ceruledge. We do, I believe, outspeed Adam and Hitmonlee, but not Jolly. Potentially, I forget, after the Weak Armor. But, I mean, Shadow Sneak is also just there to do that, and since we don't die anyway, I can just hit Bitter Blade. Swords Dance just allows us to set up in front of those two Pokemon. Even if it's unaware Clefable, I don't really care. I should be able to win the matchup eventually. And, I mean, that's about it for Ethel. I have Strays Arsilvali rocking a Fairy Memory this week with RKS system, of course, with Defog, Parting Shot, Toxic, and Multi-Attack. Fairy with Multi-Attack does good damage to most of his team. He does not really have a solid answer into the Multi-Attack. Toxic, Parting Shot, just good things to have. Defog, since we're not running our own rocks, Defog allows us to make sure that if he does get hazards through Acheron, that we are preserving our Ceruledge as well as our Hydrapple for Calcs, which I will explain in a bit. What are we speed creeping with this Pokemon? I don't know. I think Blastoise. I don't remember. Parting Shot. If we use it on a setup Mega Sableye, he will be forced out just in case Steelix is already dead or I don't want to risk it getting burned. Or a multitude of other shenanigans. if he gets set up with Sableye, I have a way out. A solid way out. Toxic allows us to deal with Unaware Clefable, as well as stall out a Regigigas if necessary. We can stall Hippowdon if need be. Just a multitude of situations. And then we have Phil, our Hydrapple, rocking a Yachi Berry again this week with Generator, with Fickle Beam, Giga Drain, Leaf Storm, and Recover. We are EV'd to live a Blastoise's Ice Beam at +2 with our Yachi Berry, only from full, which is why we need to make sure that there are no rocks or hazards or anything up. And then we do kill with Leaf Storm. But we also have Giga Drain, of course, just because it's Giga Drain, and then Fickle Beam for Fickle Beam. It's a Hydrapple. Phil also does wall any Shell Smash Torterra variant that is not like a Terra Ice. But our main check to both it and a potential Shell Smash Blastoise is, of course, Nino, our Gardevoir, running a Mirror Herb with Trace as the ability. Trace, of course, isn't very useful this game. We can get Magic Bounce from Stabili, which will allow us to hopefully beat it one-on-one. We have to be careful of tracing Slow Start. We could potentially trace Hitmonlee's Unburden before our Mirror Herb is popped, and that would be kind of cool. But mainly Gardevoir is here to steal the Shell Smash with that Mirror Herb, and then Thunderbolt, Moonblast, and Stored Power will be able to sweep. If we don't steal a Shell Smash, Moonblast and Thunderbolt still allows us to hit his whole team at least neutral. Mostly super effective, though. And then Substitute is so we do not get Thunder Waved by that Clefable. Or Clefable. That's it, actually. In Stored Power, after the Mirror Herb, of course, does blast through Clefable, even through Unaware. And yeah, that is our team for this week. And let's get right into the battle. So, hey, you know how we did post-com last week? Yeah, same thing this week. Different reason, though. I just lost the footage. So, post-commentary, am I right, fellas? Alright. So I know you can't see it again. His only Terra Captain is Torterra, and it is Terra Bug. Immediately, since it's Terra Bug, I know it's a Shell Smash variant. Because why else would he be Terra Bug if not to have a way to hit Pokemon? So he leads Blastoise, I lead Hydrapple, because he just did not have a Hydrapple answer on his entire lineup, really, so long as I am smart about it. He goes for an Ice Beam, not a Shell Smash, so I'm able to eat that with my Yachi Berry. Giga Drain. I get the crit. I will say the crit didn't really matter. Obviously, a non-crit doesn't kill Blastoise, but it's not. I don't die to another Ice Beam after the Giga Drain, at least, no matter what. So I still would have just got to hit Giga Drain again. I would have been not at 100% with his next Mon coming in, so it probably would have changed something, but not too much. Anyway, in comes Hippowdon. He goes for the Ice Fang. Now, see, if I didn't crit, I don't live that. But I also didn't even think about that because I was at full health. So maybe I calc it, maybe I see that I live, or I don't live, and I go into something. I mean, I don't actually have a great answer to this, so maybe I would have just regenerated it. I don't know, but that doesn't really matter. I just go for a Leaf Storm. His Hippo is dead. And Phil has done some work already. Clefable comes in. I immediately go into my Ceruledge, because like I said, this thing should just hard wall it. Set up a sub, as he goes for a Shadow Ball, so he can actually hit me. Now this does mean, Calm Mind Shadow Ball, he either doesn't have Recovery, or he doesn't have either Moonblast or Flamethrower. So either Steelix walls him, or Absol walls it. And by wall, of course, I mean doesn't wall, but I mean you know what I'm talking about. Either way, I'm just going to just start hitting this thing with Ethel, just get it into a range where something else can come in and actually kill it. I do get another crit, but that crit only added like 15%. And as you can see, this Shadow Ball does not kill me. So, it did reveal, by the way, that it is unaware, not Magic Guard, because, or it's Magic Guard unaware. My bad. I'm sorry, because it is not taking Sandstorm damage. So I know that it's not unaware. So technically, I could have set up if it was not Shadow Ball, which is why I subbed earlier. But that's whatever. So anyway, extra 15% from the crit. Clefable would have been at like 22. I did the math. Absol knockoff was range, even at that range. Which, by the way, I do just send in my Absol, just knock off, kill the Clefable. In comes Reggie Gigas. I have no reason not to go for a knockoff on it, see what its item is. It reveals that it's lefties. Body press does a little more than I like, so I end up going into my Silvally, which should be able to deal with this quite easily. Get a nice Toxic off so that I don't have to worry about it being here in case I can't get rid of it. Go for the Parting Shot, just lower its damage output even more. In comes Steelix to take the Body Slam. He does get the Para, but I'm not really too concerned. Reggie gets his act together. In comes Latias. I go for the Dragon Tail because I just wanted to get its slow start unactivated again. Or, I guess, reactive its slow start. Anyway, detail back into Reggie Gigas. Goes for the knockoff. He gets rid of my Assault Vest. I don't really need it at this stage of the game, so that's fine. Switches again, this time into Torterra, as I go for another detail. Back into Reggie Gigas. Now, if he was able to go into Latias there, I might have been in a bad position. Okay, that turn. So I knew he was most likely either going to switch into Latias again or go for a Body Slam. Either way, Hydrapple comes in, takes it, and then I can get Regenerator, which is, I mainly did this to get some Regenerator, but he sends in Torterra. I know it's Terra Bug. I know it's about to Shell Smash in front of me. My two options are either Fickle Beam, which I calced would not kill unless I went all out, or, of course, I can go into my Gardevoir and copy it. I trace the Overgrow. That doesn't really matter. I don't have a Grass-type move. He does go for the Shell Smash with the Terra Bug. Of course, my Mirror Herb copies it, and Gardevoir is just going to be able to take down the rest of his team with this copied Shell Smash. He decides to protect just to waste time. Bit of a feels weird, man, but it is what it is. And stored power will take out the Reggie Gigas. And that is week... Was this week 4? I think this is week 4. I said it in the intro. I don't remember. Maybe it's... Yeah, it's week 4. Yeah, week 4. That is our week 4 match. GG's, of course. And I will see you all next week.